With the release of Update 45, we have a brand new item in the Ninja Kiwi store, the Fast Track Pack. If you've ever played Bloons TD 5, you might know what the Fast Track is, but for those of you who don't, you start a quarter way into the round count on any map with all the right cash on hand. So if you're playing on Impoppable, you should start right on round 25 with the amount of cash that you would normally get by round 25, meaning you get to skip all the boring beginning stuff and jump right into the thick of it. Now, back in BTD5, you would unlock the fast track just by progressing through the game. This time around, it is a purchase. So I'm gonna purchase it for you to see if it's worth it and to see if you guys want to make this jump. But I'm not someone to normally buy microtransactions, but in this case, I think it is really gonna help because I used this so much back in Bloons TD5, it's ridiculous. And the first thing that comes to mind is Impoppable. Oh, and we also get a ×5 300 banana farms, 5 cash drops, and 5 banana farmers. Okay, that's actually something I was concerned about. I didn't know if you're gonna get that every time you started a new game mode or if it's just that one time. But as I was saying, the first thing that comes to mind is Impoppable, because what do we get a lot of? Collection events. And what gives you the most collection totems? Impoppable. So now if you can cut off the whole beginning part of it, you can kind of burn through these and make a lot of totems. But if you look down here, there's a little fast track thing. You might miss it. It's pretty small, but you can turn that on. And let's just do Monkey Meadow on Impoppable. But again, this won't work for just Impoppable. This will work for everything. If you just want to get through black borders, imagine starting on it's on round 29. So it's not a quarter of the rounds available, it's a quarter of the rounds you would have started on. So I think you start on round 6 on Impoppable, right? But we have $6,800. Oh my goodness. I have to change the hero real quick though. We do not need Gwendolyn. We need Sada because she's the best and everybody knows it. Now, if we have this available starting on round 29, that means we just did round 28 with the leads and next round we'll have leads. We need to have leads and camos covered because camos will be in a few rounds here. There are going to be an endless amount of strategies now and a bunch of videos by other YouTubers saying like best strategy with fast track because oh my goodness, this will change a lot for sure. But you could probably get through a lot of the game with, well, let's see here. If we just put Sada and then a druid and then just get some farms, we don't have enough for that farm just yet. Which makes sense. I don't think we normally would have that much anyway, but you would start farming a lot earlier too. So we could do this and then have another one. Now that is gonna be one downside I can think of right off the go, which is gonna be the fact that, well, one, Sada's only a small level, right? She's gonna get more experience since we're later in the rounds, but I think she's going to not be obviously where she would be if you just played it from round 1. But one deficit you're gonna have to come up with is farms. Because normally if you do a Sada start on one of these beginner maps, or a lot of maps for that matter, you can start farming really early. So we are going to lose all of that early investment money because we didn't buy our first farm until round 29. Now that's kind of a bummer, but we're already on round 33 and we skipped all of that. But depending on the map you're at, something as simple as this will get through the Moab, no problem. So we can just grab one of these and then just keep on doing what we're doing and then maybe grab a 4th farm. Or because we're greedy, a 5th farm, and it looks better when it's stacked like that. Because that would be my main concern with this fast track is that you're not going to be ready for round 40, but look at that. And then if we needed to, we could just use Sada's ability, but we didn't even have to because this is an easier map. Now, this is my first time ever using this. I didn't have any prior training on fast track in Bloons TD 6. You just saw me purchase it. So that's why we're doing something like Monkey Meadow, just using our normal Sada and Druid strategy. But think about it. So if you're just trying to get through rounds, or maybe you just want to make some extra monkey money on the side, what better way than just to keep pounding out Impoppable and getting that extra money, especially if you could do this on like a harder map like Muddy Puddles or something like that. So let's leave this. We already proved this is pretty awesome and we could ride this for a while. And if you were going to be doing a collection event, you would be on an expert map because you want to make that extra money. So let's do what we normally would do. Let's use Benjamin. Let's go to Impoppable. Let's go to Muddy Puddles and let's use a strategy that I would normally use. I'm going to throw my Benjamin down, which already puts us down to $5,500, which is pretty rough. And then we're going to need an advanced intel guy right here. And we're going to need him to be able to see lead. And we're going to need a dart monkey on each side. Now, this is kind of sketchy because I think I'd have a farm by now. I'm not exactly sure, but this is kind of rough. But it's going to be good enough, I hope. But maybe we should also have like yeah, dude, we all know how bad the alchemist is, but at least it's getting through it, right? But this is pretty cool. Now, for those of you who aren't really into the collection events, like I said, you'll still just make money from this, which is awesome. But why not? Like, this is so much faster than trying to figure out the beginning strategies of things. I might actually be able to beat quad on Impoppable now. It's a bummer it doesn't work on chimps. I mean, it totally makes sense why it wouldn't, because then it would just pretty much break the game. But I mean, chimps would make the most sense too, right? Because you don't have any monkey knowledge to account for, and you can't earn cash on farms. So it would be the most true to game of how much money you'd have on hand, because you don't have the opportunity to invest or use towers like lead to gold or anything. But just like that, I have a pretty solid team, so I could start farming here. So now if you're familiar with the submarine and trying to beat round 40 on Impoppable, as long as you have your Bloon Trojan with Ben, you're gonna be fine, because this and this can take it down. It might take a little longer than normal. We might have to throw in an extra dart monkey, but I really like it because it's not the hardest thing in the world to do, even on an expert map, as long as you have a good sub. Now, if I need to, I can use the first ability, but obviously I didn't have to. You do have to stop greeting eventually because things do get out of hand here. So I think a good solid play too is to have a little druid here to help it out. Throw in extra camos so you don't lose. Grab my armor piercing darts, and now we have a solid team, and I want 4 farms. I feel like that's more than efficient for this. Probably shouldn't have placed them like this. I probably could have placed them around this little circle and then gotten a boat, but we're talking about being lazy and just trying to get through Impoppable as fast as we can. And then we need to test this on beginner mode. Is it really going to start a quarter of the way through so you could just throw down a sub, or let's say like a bottom path sniper or a druid or something, and get all the way to 40 with like very little resistance? Like, that's going to be pretty awesome. Imagine for all of you who just like to black border. Now, unfortunately, I can't use that for my How Fast Can You Black Border series, because that would completely destroy all the times. Or maybe I should just restart the entire count and start from scratch using fast track. That is insane. That would literally cut an hour off our time, which would be beautiful, but we can't do it this far in. But there's hope for the future. Maybe we can run the whole series again. But for those of you who just like to casually black border, this will make it so much better for you. And for those of you planning to purchase the fast track pack, or just anything in the monkey store in general, which they've actually changed the whole interface here so you can pick through a lot of things now. That is insane. Don't forget to use creator support code Dabloon, because it does help out the channel. Now, I've not made up my mind on if this fast track pack is worth it at this point. I'm liking it so far, but if you guys just want to know for yourselves, definitely don't forget to use that code, or just wait till the end of this video till I give my seal of approval or seal of disapproval. But so far, you know, I'm going to lean towards the yes, just because I'm lazy and I don't like to do things in the beginning. It's very slow. You have to think of things like, for instance, quad. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? I'm gonna use my ability here and try to like get this stuff out of there. Okay, cool. But on a lot of these maps like quad, you do struggle with trying to find like a good spot. So I'm thinking with $6,000, I can maybe even start with like 2 flame wizards and a druid. Okay, bad gameplay is not what we're here to see, right? That doesn't matter. That doesn't affect our fast track. But I wanna see like how you could make it work for you here. So let's say we grab one of these and we get up to air burst, and we grab one of those. Just make 2 of them camo for now. And then we put another one here and another one there. And then we grab our lead popper, because we're going to have that next round. And then can we just start? Yeah, like think about it. This is pretty awesome, because I always struggle with the beginning of quad, or any expert map for that matter. Like, look at now I have Benjamin, when before I couldn't do that, just because it's not that simple. Getting to this point, you lose because the sub will miss something on round 15 or whatnot. Now, am I going to lose probably right here? Probably. I didn't say I'm better at quad. I'm just saying this gives me a leg up on the competition when I lose so often. Now, do I know the end strategy? No, but now I don't have to think about the beginning strategy, and I can actually make it a decent way into this. That is so awesome. But here's what I want to see. Let's just do an easy standard beginner and see how it works. Let's just check it out. We're on round 10, and normally, what round are we on normally? Are we on round 1? We got to see this. I mean, that would make sense. That's the math behind 25%, right? Or a quarter. Yeah, okay. So we're already on round 10. You can start with a bin. You can start with a dart, and you can grab... I'm just trying to think of like not having to do stuff right away. Like, let's say you just wanted to place a tower down and walk away until like a deeper round or something. And I think this is a solid strategy, using a dart and a ninja and your bin. But why are you going to use Ben? You could just use Sada, right? And then if I got Sada, then I could probably, yes, okay, let's try that. So you place Wonder Girl down, you place your free dart monkey if you have it, and then you can do this. Oh, this is actually really cool. So you do have to pay attention for a quick second, which you would normally do anyway on beginner. But after the first round, is it really the first round? Okay, yes, this is 100% worth it for me right here. Do you get why though? Because with this little 2 tower combo here, I don't have to do anything until round 40. I can literally sit here and I'm going to prove it to you because I'm not going to buy a single thing. We're going to let our money go up and we're going to make it all the way to round 40 with just this. In which case we could buy a Moab Assassin or just a Mauler like we did before, or anything for that matter, because it's a beginner map. So around round 39, we have $13,000 plus by the end of it. You can use whatever you want. I mean, just throw something like this down. Oh my gosh, all the way up to that one. Of course, we're going to be able to take it down. That is purely ridiculous. You pretty much AFK all of beginner standard. So let's try an advanced map on hard mode on standard to see if we can AFK a lot more. And AFK means away from computer or just being lazy and not playing the game. And let's see if we can do that significantly longer than normal because of this whole little setup, because we're starting on round 22, which is pretty awesome. So I think it would be the exact same process. Rock this little team of 3 here. We don't even need the dart, but why not have the extra pops? All right, so since the start, this will be our first input. We'll just grab this guy all the way up to the top if we can, which I believe we should be able to. Yeah, it's all hard mode. There we go. Now we just buy this one up to a 420. Now we do have to make sure that we have sufficient camo because as you can see, it's not really working out. We are gonna lose a couple there, but we still have our spikes, so we're good. And now we're completely good. We should be good up until round 60. And then without farms of any kind, without any investing or money making, we can buy the carrier flagship, which will be more than enough for 60. And honestly, I think we can AFK till 80. So now keep in mind, fast track does not make the ending of the game any quicker. But my point I'm trying to make is that with very few inputs, you can burn through these maps. Like this is an advanced map on hard mode. We made our first inputs at the very beginning, another one on round 40. Another one before 60, and now I have not touched anything. And I'm pretty sure we can take down the ZOMG just like this is on an advanced map. Now you're gonna have to make some changes if it doesn't have water because you can't use a boat, but something like a elite defender sniper can take out pretty much anything up to round 80. And then think about it. We're just AFKing trying to be as lazy and useless as possible. If we would have put a farm in after round 40 or even before round 40, like 2 marketplaces, think of all the money that we would have. And we just took out round 80. And the last time we touched anything was round 60. So lastly, what I think will be the most important reason to have fast track is to make half cash less atrocious. We just did a full black border speed run on carts and darts. Half cash wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I had to prep for it. So what if we can just jump right in, starting on round 22, getting past what I believe to be one of the hardest things about half cash is the beginning. You lose a ton of lives in the first few rounds, always, just because 2 or 3 dart monkeys are not enough to defend. What if you could skip all that, you keep all of your lives, and then you have a bunch of money left over? And look at this, we can even start with a farm, which is just pure insanity. So now granted, we're not gonna have the fastest run because we have to wait for all these balloons with their little cool clown hair to run around the map, but I really don't think that matters. You're not gonna AFK with this, but it's just making it less awful because I think we can all agree. Let me know if you're differing opinion, which just can't be the case unless you, I'm sorry, you dropped on your head. Half cash is the worst game mode. It's the worst game mode of the entire game and we all know it. And it's awful to play. So if you have it less hard and less difficult right in the beginning, I feel like this is way better. Now you gotta decide, should I greed and buy another farm? We're not gonna be able to pop lead on 28 with what we have here. Should I get a cool little druid to pop everything? I don't know. Yes, we should at least do it for that, but we shouldn't get the middle path druid of the jungle like we normally do because guess what? Now on 40, we're gonna have absolutely nothing to pop the Moab. I truly take that back. I don't know if it's the farm right off the go, but this just seems so laid back compared to normal because usually what? You're starting with like 2, 3, 4 dart monkeys. You sell a couple to buy your hero, or you just sacrifice a bunch of your mana shield, all of your spikes to get your Sada. And then by that point, it's already kind of late in the game and you don't know what to do. So you just start placing towers down. Then you have this gross team for round 40. But if you look at this, we're already good to go. We have everything that we need to get past round, well, after we get this Mauler, we'll have enough to get past round 42, I believe. I think Sada can probably solo 42 on this. Now, granted, this is an intermediate map, but we played a beginner, we played an advanced. I want to go back to an intermediate, and I just want to show you that this is kind of cool. I'm actually really digging this. Now, if you're not someone who purchases microtransactions, then you're not going to purchase this microtransaction. That's just all there is to it. No one can convince you otherwise. A lot of people don't do that. I never used to do that, but I love Bloons and I love Ninja Kiwi, so I like to support them whenever I can. I have still not made the leap to take on double cash because that's just an old personal thing, because I know if I buy double cash, I will never not use it. I am so bad with that kind of stuff. Like once I introduced cheat codes into playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I never played again without cheat codes. And it just made the game not as fun as it should have been. Okay, but let me see what I can do here for a strategy. What can we do for 63? I mean, honestly, a couple of these bombs would be just perfect, right? We could just go like this. Maybe sell this one, buy this one. So we'll sell it, buy this one. There we go. And now we have enough for everything, except for our camo's pretty rough, kind of gross on camo. But I'm gonna see how long Sada can handle because I'd like to have a marketplace. Probably should have bought that before recursive, to be completely honest. But I just know that all those ceramics on like round 49 and 47 are just gonna wreck me. So let's do it that way. But would I love to have double cash? Yes. Do I wanna pay $20 for double cash? Not really, but at the end of the day, you are supporting Ninja Kiwi, and if you use my code or any other creator's code, you are supporting us as well. So that's really cool if you do happen to make that purchase. So if you're on the fence about it, see, I feel biased. I'm shelling out my creator code at the same time saying if you should do it or not. I bought it. I'm happy with it. I would buy it if I wasn't making YouTube content because I really liked the fast track back in BTD5. It's as simple as that. But can I tell you if you should buy it or not? No, because I don't think that's right if I'm also shelling out a code. But I like it. I think it's cool. I'm going to use it a lot. I'll probably use it a ton when I'm making videos that aren't the Black Border series. I think I'll use it a lot just to like get through the beginning stuff without it being so slow. Even if I'm using mods and my fast pace mod and my time travel mod to like skip around so we don't have to wait as long, I think I'm still going to use it just because it kicks out the boring beginning. And honestly, if anything, I would say it's honestly worth it just for half cash. I could talk and play half cash without losing, which is pretty unique, say the least, because half cash is awful and we're doing pretty good with it. And I might not even have to sell my farm, which normally you've been there if you've watched any of my series before. We have to sell the farms and sell this and sell that and buy 12 different things. And then during the round, buy this for round 63. And now we don't have to, which is kind of odd because we should have less money than normal because we normally would farm earlier, but you can't on half cash. So this makes it actually easier. It's kind of like what they did to Impoppable, right? When they added in-game or end of round cash, it made it like 10 times easier. I wouldn't say fast track makes it 10 times easier, but it does make it at least double easier, right? Like we've had no problems. This is way too easy. Now we have 2 recursives. I mean, I think we should just be rude about it. Maybe sell this little dart monkey here, buy one of these, see if I can get it in range there. There we go. Let's see if we have to use any abilities for 60. I don't think so. I mean, recursives are kind of busted. Yeah, there we go. Well, technically we're gonna AFK. I always say we don't, but I mean, I could just sell this farm and buy this right here. And now we can AFK. There's nothing that can get through us. Even the ZOMG, look at that. We have 2 to clean up back here and we're done. Well, I was able to stick true to my word. I bought nothing else and we are doing just fine. No problems. We have more lives than we need. I don't actually know how that happened. How did we get more lives? Oh, the marketplace. Still, we had 18 rounds of the marketplace. Okay. But my consensus on this, do I like it? Yes. If you were thinking about buying it, why not? It's really cool. Am I going to use it a lot? 1000%, just because I don't like to take time on things that I feel like I don't need to. And the fact that this is there makes everything a whole lot easier. And I think it's going to account for a lot more cool strategies. And I am bummed that I run a How Fast Can You Black Border series because this would drastically change the time. But at the same time, I wouldn't use this for that because this is a paywall, right? Not everybody can do it. And that's kind of a bummer because if I have a cool strategy and say you need to use fast track, boom, just alienated half the audience because they can't purchase it. Do I wish it was with monkey knowledge? Yes, because then you have the choice to grind out the game and buy it this way if you don't have the funds to do so. Or if you're one of the people that just like to buy pile of monkey monies, you can do that too and purchase it. Which thank you to everyone who has been using my creator support code. I have a notification every time that someone uses it and you guys are using it all the time. So I love you for that. And a lot of you like to purchase a lot of monkey money, which is just funny to me that you guys just put so much into it, which I get it though. You're lazy. You don't want to play the whole game and just sit there and grind out levels. I get it. It's just funny, but I'm happy with my purchase. I would not go back on it. I can't honestly tell you to buy it since I'm telling you to also use my creator code. Do you need it? No. If you're a casual Bloons TD6 player and you just like to burn through the maps, no, you 100% don't need this. You'll never need it. But if you want to get philosophical like that, you don't even need to play the game. You don't even need to do anything in life, right? You can just sit there all day, do nothing. But you'll be fine completely without it. The game will not change for you. It's just something that I think is going to be a quality of life change. I'm going to use it a lot. Like I said, I will use it a ton of lot. And hopefully this is a precursor and they'll make a faster forward so we can skip through the game quicker. So when we're waiting to save up $26,000 for a top path boat, we don't have to wait 3 hours. We can just hit double, triple fast upload thingy and let the game kind of run its course. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know below if you were able to purchase it. And if you did, how do you like it? Honestly, I think if it was just for half cash, it would be cool. Not at $8.99, but if it was just for half cash, it would be a very cool feature because half cash is awful. And that made it so much easier, so much easier. So I challenge you actually, if you have fast track, do it on the worst half cash map you can think of and let me know if it was like 10 times easier. But I wish we had a collection event to be working with right now, but as you can see, since the update just came out, we have absolutely nothing. But I would love to be running this on a collection event because I think you're gonna be able to knock out so many totems on Impoppable. It's gonna be ridiculous. And again, I think that's another reason it's worth it for. And if you have not yet, check out this video where we black border cards and darts as fast as we possibly can. That's every single game mode as quickly as possible. Well, as quickly as possible without the fast track. Now that's over. I have to say that every time now because fast track has changed how fast we can beat these black borders. But if you're interested in that, check out this video. I think you're gonna like it.